put it on your mind. My New Orleans Saints get it right on time. Our main objective, put a winner on the field. Let me tell you, Saints fans, the struggle is real. Win, lose, or draw, we by their side. Our Saints are the bus that we gon' ride all the way to the Super Bowl. Look around, all you see is black and gold. We love our team, young and old. Die hard Saints fans like the king and soul. I'm yelling, who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat my Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? We that. We that. We that. Believe that. We that say you can't beat them Saints. Let go.
Only in New Orleans, Saints our favorite team. Who that on the scene for show and no, living a dream. Come on, only in New Orleans, Saints our favorite team. Who that on the scene for show and no, living a dream. Let go. Number big so.
Welcome to another edition of Sports Overtime. I am your host, Nader Murphic. And man, we got a big show for you guys lined up tonight. We're going to be talking about the Saints. Are they going to make the playoffs? Are they not going to make the playoffs? Me and Soul saying they're going to discuss that here pretty soon. Man, we got a lot to talk about in the NFL. A lot of things going on. Plus, we got the NBA. A lot of things to cover tonight, man. So, without further ado, let me bring in my co-host, my brother, Mr. Soul Saint. What is good?
Saints plus Soul equals Super Bowl. What's up, Nader?
What up, bro?
Alive. We still alive, baby.
We still alive.
After all the adversity, all of the barricades we went through this season, man, we still have enough to make the playoffs and have a winning season. Crazy,
man. It is. It's definitely crazy. But before we get everything started, man, we definitely got to shout out Element. It's a big shout out to Element. Sports Overtime is brought to you by Element Beverage Company. So make sure y'all go cop your Element at your local Rouse's, man. It's very good. Make sure you go cop that. Best lemonade in the city. I promise you that. If it ain't, I'll let you smack me. Now, so before we get started, I love that shirt that you got on. I see you. We both got it on tonight. I had to send my boy Soul a shirt. You know, we gotta, show love. Gotta show love. You know.
That's a shirt, boy.
So anybody that's on here, if y'all need a shirt, try me one more time shirt, hit me up. I got them on sale, man. And also too, man, big shout out to Mike Detillier, Bobby Abear. They got their shirts. They was wearing them this past week, man. So big shout out to those dudes, really for the support and the love.
What's up, Jeremy? Man.
So last week we was on Tell It Like It Is, and boy, we had a crazy show.
Yes.
This week is me and you holding it down. Teddy G couldn't make it tonight. But listen, man, the Saints got a huge win in the Superdome. And listen, it's we haven't said that in a long time. The Saints got a win in the Superdome, right? 18 to 10 against the Carolina Panthers. Listen, man, the Saints defense came up huge one more time. And I'm telling you, if this defense gets into the playoffs, y'all ain't gonna want to see the Saints defense in the playoffs, man. But what was your take on the game? I know you was there, so what's your thoughts on the game this past weekend?
Man, it was real nice. The atmosphere was electric, bro. And I mean, to say that it was the last game and a lot of people had to jump off the bandwagon, had a lot of people in there, and it was loud. It wasn't close to the record, but guess what, man? The people that was in there gave their all, and man, we had a great time, a great game, and like I said, it was electric in there, and just to go out on a win, the last game in the Superdome, man, was awesome,
Yep.
And I really enjoyed myself, man. I really enjoyed that win too.
Listen, I know you did, especially after all the times we done went to the Superdome this year and they done took a L. It's nice to walk out the dome with a W. So,
Right.
But I want to give a big shout out to this man because everybody was talking a bunch of smack about this guy in the beginning of the season. Cam Jordan, they was talking mad smack about him. Oh, he can't get sacks. Oh, he can't do this. Oh, he can't do that. I just want to pinpoint this real quick. Cam Jordan had 3.5 sacks this past
Inbox me, Jeremy.
Yeah, definitely. I'll respond to you. I got you. But Cam had 3.5 sacks this past Sunday against the Panthers. And just for those who been sleeping on Cam Jordan, man, Cam Jordan has 7.5 sacks in the last 3 games. In the last 3 games, Cam Jordan has had 7.5 sacks. So he's at 11.5 for the year. And man, listen, dude is balling right now. I don't know. It seems like after you get COVID, you start to kind of decline a little bit. With Cam, he got COVID and he just started going crazy. So I don't know what it is, but COVID got Cam acting like a madman right now against these opposing quarterbacks.
Hey, what's up with that, Chuck? I mean, come on, Chuck. Chuck Rogers. He hating on us, man. I hope you guys win. I hate whining. Like we really whine. Man, we done went through a lot this year, man. No whining. We don't whine like Tom Brady. We don't throw what was it he threw?
iPad. Microsoft, yeah.
We don't do all that, man. Cursing out the other team's coaches. That's whining. We don't do that.
No, that's facts. And one thing I want to say to that is I had somebody message me on Twitter and they were like, you guys always making excuses. And I'm like, how are we making excuses? Oh, well, these are professional players. They're supposed to play. And even if the professional players have COVID or they're hurt, the people in the second string, third string are supposed to step up. Listen, at the end of the day, we're not making excuses. We're just keeping it 100 with you, right? It's facts. When you have, to start the beginning of the season, you have your team playing in Jacksonville when they're supposed to play at home, right? And they're displaced from a hurricane. Not only that, they was in Dallas for almost a month, right? They was in Dallas for a whole month. Then you had all of these players. You had Jameis Winston, our starting quarterback, go down, right? You had all these other players getting injured. Then on top of that, you had 57 different starters this year. And then on top of that, you had the COVID with all these players catching COVID and not being able to play. So we're not making excuses. We just telling you what's real and what's facts. The team had to overcome all of that adversity. And for the team to be sitting here with 1 game left against the Falcons, having a chance to make the playoffs with the 49ers loss and a win, I mean, that's all you can really ask for.
Let me just add to that, bro. You know what I'm saying? We lost our starting quarterback. All right. He wasn't Drew Brees, but he was doing well. 5-2 leading up to that when he got knocked out. Let me ask you a question. How many teams in the NFL would still be able to have a winning record coming into this week? If Aaron Rodgers was hurt for the rest of the year, you think the Green Bay Packers will be in the situation we in?
Nope.
If Kyler Murray was knocked out, do you think they'll be in a situation then? If the Rams quarterback was knocked out, you know what I'm saying? Tom Brady, especially. If that sucker was knocked out, do you think Tampa Bay probably went 4 games?
Yeah, I mean,
we've dealt with a lot. We're not whining or nothing like that because we've, overcame adversity, and still had and still can have a winning season and still can make the playoffs.
And we also had the amount of kickers, as Sean is saying, we had a lot of kickers this year as well. So we had to deal with the kicker situation.
Exactly.
So, there was a lot of things that we had to overcome. So again, to be in this situation that we're in right now is very good. And hey, if we win and we get the 49ers to lose against the Rams, we're in. So if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If we're going to get in, we're going to get in. And it's crazy because, we need the Rams to win this week. And we need to win this week. And then if the Rams win, then we play the Rams next week in the first round of the playoffs. And for me, so I like that matchup. And the reason why I like that matchup is because Matthew Stafford has never won a playoff game. He has never won a playoff game. So now you're in the playoffs with a new team, right? And you're playing at home. and you got a 7-seed Saints team who really didn't got nothing to lose because they really wasn't even projected to be here. And
What's
you
up,
got
Joe?
the Rams, who they got all the pressure on them, especially Stafford, being that he never won a playoff game. So I like that
Hey,
matchup.
bro. What's up?
I hope that matchup happens. But first things first, we got to get our win against Atlanta, and we need a 49ers to lose. But other than that, I know we both wearing the shirts, and I gotta give a big shout out to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson because he has been coming up huge the last 3 weeks. He had a huge interception to seal the game and for the win. And
What's
man,
up, Aaron?
he has 3 interceptions on the year, and the dude's just balling out of his mind right now. So
that's what I'm saying, bro. You know, I mean, to be in this situation, I hate that we have to rely on another team to win, but the Rams are favored. I mean, they have a good team. Now it's time for them to step up and play ball. They got all them players on that team that they went got, just like Tampa Bay did the Super Bowl year. You know, they don't have the GOAT. They don't have Tom Brady. They got Matt Stafford. But we've seen what Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp can do. That's the best wide receiver quarterback tandem in the league this year. So hopefully they do what they got to do and we do what we got to do. That's the main thing. We lost to these dirty birds early in the season, bro. We don't need to let this happen again.
No. We can't be swept by the Falcons. That's just not a good look.
No.
And, you know, going into this game, so, you know, I know a lot of people are like, you know, it's the Falcons. They really ain't got nothing to play for. That's the reason why you want to be kind of nervous about this game is because they don't have nothing to play for. And they're going to try to spoil the Saints season. And as we know, that's our rivals. I mean, we would want to do the same thing. We would want to do the same thing to them, right? If they were trying to make the playoffs and needed help. So the thing is, you can't take them lightly. It's always a division game, but you got Cam Jordan balling out of his mind right now. The guy loves sacking Matt Ryan. I think he sacked Matt Ryan more than any other
quarterback.
Yeah, than in the league. And, you know, once you rattle up Matt Ryan, you know, a couple of times, he's going to start throwing some picks. And that's where Chauncey comes in. That's where Marshawn Lattimore comes in. That's where P.J. Williams and those guys, you know.
And look, you know, DeMario's got a chip on his shoulder because he was faked out his shoes by Matt Ryan twice. I think that's probably the only person that Matt Ryan ever faked out. And DeMario got it twice. So if DeMario say, hey, not this time, try to scramble again. Try to run.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on your ass.
So that's the thing, man. So I like the matchup. I think the Saints are going to be definitely motivated. They have to be motivated going into this game if they want to make the playoffs. It just, you do what you got to do, see what happens. Now, the game was supposedly supposed to be at 12 noon. It was pushed back to 3:25, just like they did last week's game with the Panthers. And the reason for that is because they want all the teams that are trying to make the playoffs to not be scoreboard watching and, you know, give up too early or whatever the case may be. So, you know, the game is at 3:25 against the Falcons. But I just want to give a shout out to a few people before we really jump and dive into that game. Got to give Alvin Kamara a big shout out because he scored a touchdown against the Panthers. And that was the Saints' first touchdown in 11 quarters. 11 quarters, they didn't score a touchdown, and that was the first touchdown. And so watching the game, I'm like, bro, I'm so sick of field goals. I'm just sick of them, bro. Like, I've seen so many field goals kicked by the Saints this year. I'm burnt out. Like, I don't need to see any more field goals for the rest of my life. I'm good.
Unless there's a field goal to win the game.
Or to go to the Super Bowl or something like that. You know? But got to give a big shout out to Kamara. Marquez Callaway, he caught 6 passes for 97 yards. He seems like he's starting to come into a little groove, right? So, you know, big shout out to him. And
what's up, Jerry?
He's also seeming that he's having a rhythm with Taysom Hill. Now, I want to give a big shout out to this guy. I know a lot of people don't want to, but listen, you got to give a shout out to Taysom Hill. And here's why. Because whenever Trevor Siemian was in the game, we went 0-4. Now, I know Taysom Hill isn't doing as much as we really want him to do, but he's also not losing us games. And so for that matter, you got to give him a shout out because with him taking over, we've been winning games. And so you got to give Taysom Hill a shout out. I know people are going to kind of maybe disagree with that, but he isn't Trevor Siemian. He's not 0-4. He's not leading us to, to any crazy things. I know we lost to Dallas with him and things like that. But I mean, listen, Tampa Bay, we won. I know the defense balled out. They held their own. The Jets game, the defense held their own. They did their thing. You know, you can also, you know, put it on the defense. But what I'm saying is Taysom Hill is doing enough to win us games and not lose us.
I'm not. Let me let me talk about that. You know, Taysom, like we said, we knew you are not a franchise quarterback. You all we got right now. And, you know, he's not winning the games. The defense is, you know, but he is moving the offense a little bit. I'm not going to lie about that because you got to be able to move the offense to get in the field goal range.
Right.
But the defense is putting us in good spots with 3 and outs, giving us good field position also. And I think the main thing that's helping us win these games, I'm going to be honest with you, Trevor Siemian was doing the same things. I know that they were sending the house at Trevor Siemian and everything, and they kind of hesitant with Taysom Hill because they know he can run. They know he can take off on their ass, you know. But, you know, if you look at Trevor Siemian, you go back and look at some of them games, it wasn't his fault that we lost, you know. And I remember the Titan game. Trevor Siemian, we was about to tie that game up and go into overtime. And Adam Troutman had a false start. You know, you look at that and you say, well, damn, you know, that wasn't Trevor Siemian's fault. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think he could have won us a few games, but it just didn't work out that way, you know. So everybody's looking like, well, Trevor couldn't win us no games. You know, Taysom's winning us games. But it's that damn defense, bro. It's that defense that we have.
100%.
Yeah. Because you look at it last week when Taysom was playing with Miami and we lost. Taysom didn't do jack shit, you know, because our defense had multiple people out, and that's why we lost that damn game. Yeah. Now, if the defense were fully loaded, had everybody back and everybody healthy, I think we would have won that game in Miami, you know, because you know, you have to think about that, man. Those little linebackers, Zach Bond, Werner, you know, they're not starters. They're not our starters, man. We got to have Quan Alexander, Demario Davis. We got to have those guys in there, you know. And
that kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier with the adversity that we faced this whole year, you know. So, I mean, I agree with you. The defense has been balling. The defense has been stepping up. I feel as though Taysom is doing, you know, a little bit of what he needs to do. He's not losing us games. I mean, you also have to factor in he does have a messed up finger that he is a quarterback. He's throwing the ball. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just saying that he is doing what is necessary for them to get W's. And I love the defense. I think the defense is obviously the heart and soul of the team right now because, you know, like we just said, you know, the Saints just scored their first touchdown in 11 quarters. That's if you put that on any team in the NFL, they'll have a losing record right now. So, you know, going into it, I think that the Saints defense is going to definitely hold them down against Atlanta. And if they make the playoffs, the whole playoffs is going to ride on the defense's shoulders. It just is, you know. So I think we have a good chance. I think we do need to generate some more offense. We've been saying this the last 4 to 5 weeks. We just got to generate some type of offense. You know, if you know Kamara is your best player, get the ball in Kamara. Get the ball into his hands in space. Let him do his thing. We know he can break 3, 4, 5 tackles at one time. We know his potential. We know that he can get 6, 7 touchdowns in a game. It's proven. It's happened before. So again, but you got to get players healthy. You know,
and we hope we get Mark Ingram back.
Ingram,
you know, he takes a lot of pressure off, so that way Kamara can stay fresh.
Yep.
You know, running him between the tackles and things like that. You know, putting them both in the backfield. So hopefully we'll have him back this week.
He practiced today on a limited basis. Another good news for the Saints is tackle Ryan Ramczyk actually practiced today on a limited basis as well. So hopefully we get him back pretty soon. And as far as Tehran did not practice today. Marcus Davenport did not practice today with an ankle injury. So listen, man, it's unfortunate, but hopefully we can get one or two players back this week and really show what we have against the Falcons, man. So we'll see. Now, I do want to give a big shout out to our kicker. We talked about kickers in the beginning of the show, but Brett Maher made 4 field goals in the game. Again, I'm burnt out on the field goal, but man, we need them because right now we're not generating no offense. So I'll take them. But man, again, we got to start generating some offense and scoring some touchdowns, especially if this team gets in the playoffs. You cannot beat the Rams with field goals.
Right. Exactly.
So, the win was ugly, but it was the win that we needed, right? So.
Right. That was the win we needed, and now we're in a good spot. We just hope that now I'm going to tell you something. The 49ers have had the Rams number the last couple of games. So they need to step up and show them that they're the king of the NFC and beat these 49ers. Because I'm sure they would rather the Saints come to visit them than the 49ers. So they want to get rid of the 49ers this week.
Right.
Let's get rid of them. We won't have to worry about them in the playoffs because we know playoffs is one and done. So, and this is one and done. So, they want to get the 49ers out of it because the 49ers looking good, man.
Yeah, they're looking good. Deebo Samuel's been balling. They've been doing their thing. Trey Lance played last week. He started off pretty slow, but he got his rhythm and he threw a big bomb to Deebo Samuel. So, they're definitely important. Yeah, man. I mean, we gotta win first, Steve. We gotta win. We gotta win, and we need some help. So. But I agree, man. We got to have his lineup at least 90% healthy going into the playoffs. But, again, man, the Saints have won 3 out of the last 4 games, still have a chance to make the playoffs. And, again, with all the adversity that we've been through this year, we're here.
Hey, I want to give a shout-out right quick while I'm thinking about it.
Yep.
Hats off to my boy, Nathan Murphy. He won my Big Easy League. That's the big one. That's the $2,000 league, and he won first place. Man, this dude started out like 1-3, and came back, did what he had to do, went all the way to the championship, man, and won it. So he's gonna get his trophy at the draft next year. Nice big Lombardi.
All right.
So hats off, man. Give everybody give him a congrats. My boy, first year in the league.
First year,
he got to stay and defend his championship. Because he was thinking about getting out. If he wouldn't have won, he probably would have said, nah, so I don't want to be in this league. But now he feel like, well, I'm kind of lucky in Soul League.
Well, it's not even that, because when you told me to get in, I was like, all right, I'm about it, because I've been playing fantasy for like 8-9 years. And then I was like, man, and then when I realized there was a half-point league, that was after the draft that I realized there was a half-point league. And then Soul got all of these little different nooks and crannies with the defense scoring up to 40, 50 points. I'm like, I didn't even know that until the championship. The dude had 40 points from the Steelers. I flipped back to my old my other league in the PPR league, and I'm like, damn, the Steelers only got 14 points in this league. How they got 40 in Soul League?
That's just luck. Remember, I emphasize we don't do defensive players. So with that defense, I emphasize a lot on defense. You pick a good defense, I give points for 3 and outs, tackles for loss, all that. So that's why they get so many points.
Boy, at the end of the game, I was up like 52 points, and this dude had 40. He came back and scored 40 with the defense. I was like, oh, Lord, I'm about to lose this. Soul was trying to get me to lose, bro. Nah, but it was fun, man. The whole year was fun. I'm happy that I was glad I could win the league, man. It was pretty dope. And all y'all had good teams, man, for real. Like,
my team was 11-3, bro. Most points, best record, and I got ousted.
Who ousted you though? Who ousted you out the playoff?
Who beat me? Who the hell beat me?
Oh man, you ain't got to think about it too hard. Look, and I told Soul, everybody that's on here, I told Soul.
I beat him twice in the regular season.
I said, Soul, don't be on your Tampa Bay, Don't be on don't be the Saints versus Tampa Bay last year. You beat them twice and you lose in the playoffs. And that's what Soul did. Soul beat me twice in the regular season, and then I beat him in the playoffs. So, hey, that's when it matters. So that's why I really want the Saints to go to the playoffs, because you just never know. You just never know what could happen. So definitely, man. But yeah, appreciate it. And I'll definitely be back in it next year. I gotta defend my
we will hopefully be at Hooters for our draft. We have so much fun when we do our draft.
Oh, you trying to distract me now. You trying to mess me up. You trying to make me look at some booties and shit. Like
you gotta stay focused.
You gotta stay focused, bro. I gotta bring some what you call it.
Yeah.
Now, let's just jump right into it, because I know everybody's ready for this matchup, man. Saints Falcons. Again, the Falcons don't have nothing to lose, so I'm expecting a lot of trickery from them in this game, whether that's flea flickers, doing all kind of crazy stuff. So, what's your thoughts on this game? And are you going to this game, by the way?
No, I was gonna go. I just decided, I said,
oh, hell no. How much it costs? I gotta send you there, because every time you go, we win.
I know. And that's the only thing that worries me. And hey, it's never too late. Never too late. So I don't know. Depend on, it depends on a lot.
We're gonna be there, y'all. He's just saying.
I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous, and it's a shame, because if you think about it, the Atlanta Falcons, they beat us once last year too. For some reason they've been splitting with us the last couple of years. And but like I said, Matt Ryan, I don't know how we had them guys beat in the dome this year. We had them beat, and y'all know what happened. He threw that Patterson. That dude scares me, bro. He's a serious weapon.
I had him on my fantasy team, my other fantasy league.
Right.
But he definitely is a breakout player of the year, man. I mean, he just came out of nowhere. We're so used to him being a kick returner for the Bears or for the Vikings or whoever. And the next thing you know, he comes and signs with Atlanta. He's their starting running back. He's their receiver. He's that kick returner. I mean, he's everywhere. So he's definitely balling. But I will say this. So, when we go into this game, a lot of people look at the wide receiver position and say, okay, man, we got to stop Calvin Ridley. Well, Calvin Ridley ain't playing. He's out, right? He's been out pretty much half the season due to mental health, and he's trying to get his mental health together. So, but you look at who else they got. They got Kyle Pitts, Kyle Pitts had 1,000 yards this year, and he's a rookie. So you definitely got to watch out for him. But the guy that you really got to watch out for is Russell Gage, because Russell Gage was the guy that torched the Saints last game. I think he had 2 touchdowns, and nobody was really expecting him to do anything. And
Patterson and Gage. You
got to slow them down with Pitts. You got to slow them down. The running game, I think the Saints are going to be fine. They'll stop the running game. They'll slow down Patterson. That's not a big deal. But as far as on the outside, I feel as though you got Lattimore, obviously going against Gage or Zacchaeus. And you got Adebo going up against whoever. But the matchup is going to be the linebackers on Kyle Pitts or Chauncey versus Kyle Pitts. So that's going to be the matchup, man. You win that matchup, you win the game. Because as we know, Matt Ryan loves to hold on to the ball, and Cam Jordan loves to sack him. So you get that 2 combination, it's going to be a long night for the Falcons. So I'm expecting a lot of that. And I just feel as though, man, like the Saints defense is just so amped up right now. So, I mean, even in the Miami game, so I don't know if you've seen this, but Cam Jordan was walking off the field after the loss against Miami, and he was literally punching himself in the face. That's how pissed off he was. And so the next week he comes out and has 3.5 sacks against the Panthers. So the dude's very motivated. He wants to go to the playoffs. He wants to have an opportunity to win a championship. And I think he's definitely going to take advantage of the Falcons' offensive line this week for sure.
And let me just say this. For people that don't remember, go back and watch that game. That was Trevor Siemian's best game as a Saint. He really played well. He was 25 or 41, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Remember that, bro. The dude played well. Our defense gave up that big play in the end, and that's how we lost. You know what I'm saying? Kamara had 50 yards. Ingram had 43 yards. So you think about it, man. and you say, well, damn, we always down on Trevor Siemian, but he had a great game. He had a good game. He was a game manager that game. He was efficient and, played good. But we lost. We can't give up them big plays in the end, man. And we've been known to give up big plays.
And it's a rivalry game. So
Right.
with the rivalry game, the records must be thrown out. They must be thrown out. It doesn't matter if they're out of the playoffs or not. The records are thrown out. It's going to be a hard-fought game. It usually is a hard-fought game. It's usually one of those games where it's like a 24-21 type of ending or 17-24, something like that. So it's going to be a hard-fought game. I think the defense is just playing out of their minds right now. They definitely have all the motivation. I mean, even Chauncey said last week, he's like, after the game, he's like, man, I'm ready to go to Atlanta. Like, we can go to Atlanta right now. Like, I'm ready. So you already know he's gonna bring that defensive swag to the defense and that energy and that firepower. So I love it, man. I think we have a good chance of winning the game. And I know you want to kind of, and this is another thing too. So whenever the Saints play the Falcons and Taysom Hill is the starting quarterback, he just go crazy. I mean, he's always had good games against the Falcons. He's always running for like 100 yards against them. And I expect more of that this Sunday. I expect him just taking the ball. You don't have nothing, taking the ball and running it 10, 15, 20 yards up the field, getting the first down, getting touchdowns. And he's going to have to do it, man. Those two, him and Kamara, they're going to have to get the job done this week along with that defense.
Yeah.
Along with that defense, man. So, again, the game was scheduled for 12. Now the game is scheduled for 3:25 p.m. And do you want to give your prediction now or you want to wait till later?
We'll wait till the picks.
Okay.
We'll wait till the picks. Hey, Nader, can I ask you a question?
Shout out to my boy Brandon for tuning in right now. What's up?
Can I ask you a question? What the hell is up with Antonio Brown?
Whew, this is a hot topic right now. This is a hot topic. So
let me say this.
Go ahead.
I did my research. Antonio Brown has always been a controversial player, even when he was with Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. But he never did some of the things that he's doing now. And I look back. I went back to 2017 when he got knocked out by the linebacker Burfict with the Cincinnati Bengals. Mm-hmm. And I looked at what happened before that and what happened after. So before that, he only had one incident, and that was when he jumped up in the air and drop kicked the kicker on a you remember that? On a kick return.
Yeah.
When he put his foot in the kicker's chest.
That boy did a whole WWE move.
Right. After that hit, when he got knocked out, he started having all kind of issues, bro. And I think it's CTE, and it's sad because I'm not gonna make fun of him because the guy might need help. Mm-hmm. And NFL, whoever, when he did what he did the other day in New York, hey, somebody in the NFL or whatever, if he's still, unless he's just through with the NFL altogether, somebody they need to really get him some help.
I mean,
whether he wants it or not, they need to go get him. Hey, you under arrest. We taking you to a mental hospital and do some evaluation on that dude, bro.
Right.
That dude, he something happened.
To me, the whole situation is crazy. Is because there's always two sides to the story, right? And we've heard Bruce Arians, the coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' side of the story, saying that he told him to go back in the game. And we've heard that Antonio Brown told him that I'm not healthy enough to play. So, the whole week, Antonio Brown was basically he wasn't probably going to even play in the game because of an ankle injury. And, I had him in fantasy in one league, and I was like, man, he tweaked his ankle in practice. And so they didn't know if he was going to play or not on Sunday. So you got to also understand the other side of the business too. So and what I mean by that is you have a guy who only needed 8 more catches to get a $333,000 bonus. He also had 2 other incentives for yards and I think something else and for touchdowns.
That's why I really think something's wrong with him.
So the thing
I'm sure he knew.
Well, I think from his, and I'm just speculating. I don't know, but what I would think is, from his perspective, they basically, it's basically if the coach is telling you to go back in the game and you're not able to go back in the game because you're hurt and you're telling your coach, I can't go. My ankle's killing me. Like, I can't. And the coach tells you, all right, well, if you can't go, then get the hell out of here. Number one, that's disrespectful. Number two, right? I don't think he wanted to leave the game as much as they made it sound, because he would have hit his incentives and got the money. It's just like last year with Emmanuel Sanders, right? The Saints had Emmanuel Sanders on. They had Emmanuel Sanders on the team. Emmanuel Sanders got towards the end of the year, and he had an incentive that if he had caught a certain amount of passes, he would have got like $300,000, $400,000 extra, or $200,000 bonus. And what did Sean Payton do? Sean Payton kept feeding Emmanuel Sanders in that game. And he hit his bonus, and you seen Emmanuel Sanders come to the sideline, give Sean Payton a hug, and he showed that Sean Payton's a real person. Like, he's a real dude for that, right? With him, I will agree with you and say that, listen, Antonio Brown has had his past instances where, he's had issues with his girlfriend or his wife now. They've had issues. They fought. There's reports of the whole vaccination card and him having a fake vaccination card and doing all of that, So, and also too, so let's just put it all in perspective too. The Saints really wanted to sign him at one point in 2019, or was it 19 or 2019? They wanted to sign him. The Saints told him, if you come out here, please don't bring your media crew or your this and that. What did Antonio Brown do? Antonio Brown came out here. He shot a music video. He brought his trainer. He brought his chef with him. He brought his camera crew with him. It's like, the Saints told you not to do that. Why would you do that? And he ended up doing that, and the Saints didn't sign him.
Paul, what's up? Boom. He said AB's from Miami, but went to Central Michigan and was like the 100 draft pick. People knew he had problems then, or he would have been recruited by a big college team.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said,
Paul.
Even Rick Ross came out today and said, listen, man, there's two sides to the story. He was defending Antonio Brown. You're not just going to be talked to any kind of way by a coach, especially in this society, right? You got a coach telling a white man telling a black man, listen, man, get your ass in the game. I don't give a shit if you hurt or not. You're going to feel some type of way, regardless of what color you are.
But you don't do neither. We're not going say, well, you do what you did. I mean, nobody.
I'm not taking up for him at all. I'm saying don't get me wrong. Something wrong with him.
Right.
I'm just saying that, there's
certain with somebody that's crazy and you push their buttons like that, then that's the kind of stuff that will happen.
Well, that triggers it.
Right.
That triggers it, right?
So he needs help, bro.
He needs help. And that
if he ever wants to come back to the league, I think he should go get help. They should say, hey, AB, we got to evaluate you for CTE first. And if you got CTE, you can't play.
And listen, I'm not defending him at all. Don't get that twisted.
Right.
I love Antonio Brown as a football player. I've always respected him with the Steelers.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. I mean, any team that he wants to be on, like Josina Anderson came out with a tweet yesterday saying that, listen, you guys are talking all this smack about Antonio Brown, saying that his career is over. But if Antonio Brown wanted to play football again in the NFL, he can. Because he's a beast at route running. He's a beast at wide receiver.
But I think you can only do so much. I think, somebody going to put their foot down and say, hey, ban him from the league. It's just too many things going on. When he was with the Raiders, man, I thought that was so stupid.
That was dumb on his
part. Dude, you can't, you just got knocked out. We got better helmets now. You need to wear these better helmets. Mm-hmm. He goes out there with his old helmet, says, I ain't going to play unless I have my old helmet, the one I got knocked out in. So, I'm like, I mean, come on, bro.
So if they told you you gotta wear a different fro, what would you do, bro?
I gotta wear what?
A different fro.
Well, I'll check out the new fro and see if it's better. If it's better for my image, for my character. I'll see.
So go ahead and fro with the ball fade on the side.
But anytime you have a safety upgrade, and you tripping, because you got better helmet. What's a helmet, bro? Helmet don't make or break you.
something's definitely up with him. Again,
He's
man,
crazy.
there's a lot of stuff that you know, I hate bringing up CTE because it's just like it's very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate because these guys make a lot of money. They make millions of dollars, but that's something that they have
Is
to
that
live
true,
with.
Nader?
Yeah.
What Jerry said?
What'd
He
he
said
say?
they can't check for CTE while they're alive. I thought they did. I thought there
No,
was
it's after they die. So
Oh, you can't check and see if they have any kind of brain issues?
I think it's after they die, man.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, that's what
That's
I
crazy.
know.
That's crazy. You should be able to check and see if somebody has a disorder.
Well, it's similar to Junior Seau. You know, when Junior Seau, when that situation happened with Junior Seau and
What's up, King?
they took his brain and they, did the autopsy thing on it and found out that he had CT. So
yeah,
it's just unfortunate, man. Again, these guys make a lot of money. I know. So like me and you, like we'll sit there and we'll watch everybody and for fantasy football purposes or for the show and things like that and be like, oh, come on, man, give me 2 more catches, 3 more catches, whatever it may be. But you also got to understand, man, when these dudes get hit, the way they get hit, that's they're going to have to deal with that for the rest of their lives.
And I ain't going to lie. If he gets checked out and everything's good, I wouldn't mind having him opposite Michael Thomas, bro.
I've been saying that for 3 years. People have been saying I'm crazy. They're saying I got CT and I ain't play a lick of football. But crazy. I don't know. Listen, man, prayers up to him. Hopefully he gets right. Yeah. And listen, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a big Antonio Brown fan. I really like AB.
I play with him on Madden.
People was making fun of him with him jumping up and down with the vaccination card in his hand.
Yeah,
just making some funny.
Did you see the one with Forrest Gump?
Yeah, I saw that.
They had him dressed like Forrest Gump with the hair and the cap, and they said I just felt like running.
Yeah. So now, so they had a guy yesterday who's like well known on Twitter. He tweeted, "I'm at work and I'm on my Antonio. I feel like Antonio Brown, like he ready to clock out." And Antonio Brown shared it on his Instagram page. So, it is what it is. Everybody.
Look, this dude at the Brooklyn Nets game that night when he left, he had an Uber waiting for him in front of the stadium and everything.
Listen, I was like, man, this dude, he just ready. Like, yeah, if you in New York, you might as well go to the Nets game and see KD, right?
Yeah. This dude, that's some crazy shit, man.
Listen, when you got money like that, people do crazy shit, bro. He ain't the first celebrity to act crazy. He won't be the last one.
But I know he upset that he didn't get that $999,000 incentive.
But here's the kicker, though.
$33,000 incentives.
But so here's the kicker, right? Bruce Arians, the head coach, said after the game that he's officially not a part of the Bucks anymore.
Right.
The Bucks have not released him yet. And the reason why the Bucks have not released him is because they do not want him to go to an NFC team and play against them. So they're going to hold on to him for the rest of the season.
But they're going to do him like OBJ.
Yeah.
Cleveland. Remember Cleveland? Yeah. They sat him down. You don't have to come to practice, but they're going to keep him. They're not going to let him go while the playoffs going on.
Because imagine he go to the Rams or he go to Green Bay or he go to a team like that. Yeah, it's not a good look for the Bucks. So, now, I do want to talk about this team. I'm becoming a fan of this team. I know that their chant sounds similar to our chant, but I gotta say, man, the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, they won the AFC North. When is the last time we have said that the Cincinnati Bengals have won the AFC North? This just shows what Joe Burrow is doing for that team. Jamar Chase is doing for that team. Trey Hendrickson, former Saint, is doing for that team. And listen, man, Jamar Chase had 11 catches.
Makes him a running back.
266 yards and 3 touchdowns from Jamar Chase. I was in a tough situation this past weekend because I'm in the fantasy playoffs in another league in the championship, and the guy had Jamar Chase. He had 55 points, fantasy points. I definitely lost the matchup. I couldn't do nothing about it. But I was happy for the Bengals. And, man, I'm excited for them going into the playoffs. So,
yeah, I'm happy for them too, man. Yep. Burrow, they said, won't play this week. They look good, man. They look good. They got the running game. They got the passing game. They got everything, man. Burrow looked like he did when he was with LSU, bro. Dude couldn't be stopped.
Yep.
You know.
He had the cigar after the game, so the cigar in the locker room.
It'd be nice if it was Cincinnati and the Saints in the Super Bowl. I know that's far-fetched. If I go put some money on that, the odds are. But,
let's make the playoffs first, then we can make whatever.
Right.
Don't lose your money that quick.
Yeah.
Don't lose your money that quick, but let's just make the playoffs first. But big shout out to the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson and Joe Burrow and Chase, man. Y'all doing their thing. Now, one team that's on the decline right now, Dallas Cowboys. They have lost. They lost to the Cardinals this past weekend. They were the number 3 seed. Now they have dropped to the number 4 seed. I'm telling you, the team that plays the Cowboys in the playoffs first round, they definitely going to win because the Cowboys are just going to choke. I promise you that. And, you know, a lot of people always say that, oh, Trayvon Diggs, he has 11, 12 interceptions, you know, this year, which is phenomenal. But the guy has given up over 1,000 passing yards. So let's just hush it up for right now. Right. Let's just hush that up real quick.
Right.
But I will say, again, whoever plays the Cowboys in the first round, I definitely like that team's chances against them, even if they're playing in Dallas. There's no really home field advantage, in my opinion. Now, speaking of the team that's a rival with Dallas, the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles played this past week, right? And it was funny, so because all the teams that we needed to win, they ended up choking at the end of the game. We needed the Jets to win and beat the Bucks. They was up on them the whole game. They ended up losing. Tom Brady came back. We needed Philadelphia to lose. Washington was winning the whole game. Then they choked at the end. But after the game, quarterback Jalen Hurts for the Eagles was walking towards the tunnel.
Yeah.
And the railing at FedEx basically collapsed, and all the fans fell over.
Yeah, I'm really glad he wasn't a little closer because that rail would have fell straight on his head, and there might have been a serious injury because you got bodies coming down on you plus a gate. You know, he was over far enough where it didn't hit him. And man, that was a close call, man. The Angels were really watching over him.
Yeah, them do. And then not only him, but for the fans who flipped over, who fell over, they didn't have any major injuries. They got up, they started taking pictures with Hurts and giving them a hug and stuff. Yep. So thankfully everybody was good on that. Now, this Sunday night in the AFC is going to be a good game. So you got the Chargers and the Raiders. Whoever wins makes the playoffs. I know we're going to, get into the predictions, but these teams have been up and down all year. Herbert has been doing his thing. Derek Carr has been doing his thing. Derek Carr really don't have a lot to work with, being that Darren Waller has been hurt. Henry Ruggs had his whole situation with the whole car accident and DUI. Yeah. But what's your take on this game? You excited about this game Sunday night, Chargers, Raiders?
Yeah, this sounds like it's going to be a good game. I mean, it don't have nothing to do with us because, you know who I think is going to be in the Super Bowl, but we'll talk about that later. But, it's going to be a good game, man. I like games like this because these games mean something. Last week of the new 18-week season, and we still have so many games that mean so much. Now, I just want to touch on one subject,
right? And
I don't think it's fair. TJ Watt has a chance to break Strahan's record this week in 18 weeks. I just don't think that's fair, man. You giving an extra week, and he's able to break somebody's record who did it in 17 weeks. I mean, that's kind of messed up. Who did it in regular, and I mean, do you think that's fair?
I mean, my response to that is the same response that Cooper Kupp had, right? They asked Cooper Kupp about that because Cooper Kupp is on pace to break Michael Thomas's 149 catches. I think he's like 10 catches away from breaking it or whatever, 11
What's
catches
up,
away.
D?
What up, D? So Cooper Kupp had a really nice answer, and he said, if I break the record,
exactly.
He's like, if I break the record, it shouldn't like count. Like it shouldn't count because he broke it in 17.
Thank you.
And I thought that was as real as he can get, with the response, because obviously you want to break the record and you want to be, basically in the record book. But from his perspective, he's like, man, listen, he had one less game to do what I'm about to do. So the record should stand in that man's name.
Right.
So I mean,
it shouldn't even count. All the records that were broke. If you didn't break them last weekend,
right,
that's it.
Well, it's similar to this. I think what they should do is like, okay, Michael Thomas had 149 catches, right, last year or the year before last, right?
Right.
I feel as though he did that in how many games? How many games did Michael Thomas do that
16
in?
16 games.
Okay. So I feel as though in the record book, you should put in 16 games, Michael Thomas is the only wide receiver to have 149 catches. Right. In 17 games, Cooper Kupp is the only person to have 149 catches. That's fair. Do you not agree?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. We're going to touch on that too, Jerry, about Jim Harbaugh. Because, like I said, we're going to talk about that. About the SEC and Jim Harbaugh coming to the NFL. He did well when he was with the 49ers.
He did.
I might add.
With Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
So
what's up, prime time?
Now, looking at the AFC, you got the Tennessee Titans are the number 1 seed right now. And guess who just practiced for the first time today? Derrick Henry. So they about to get the first seed in the AFC and get Derrick Henry back.
Give him another week of rest.
Man, listen. Watch out for the Titans. A.J. Brown is coming along. They still got Julio Jones. Just watch out for the Titans. I'm telling y'all now. Second in the AFC is the Chiefs. Third is the Bengals. Fourth is the Bills. Well, fourth was still up for grabs. It's the Bills and Patriots toss-up. So we'll see what happens with that. But the AFC, man, is going to be – I can't wait to watch the playoff games in the AFC because it's just going to be nuts. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And then in the NFC, we got obviously the Packers they locked in the number 1 seed with their win against Minnesota. And so you got the Rams at 2. You got the Bucks at 3. 4 is the Cowboys. And 5 right now is the Cardinals. And then you got 49ers or the Saints. And then you got the Eagles. The Eagles are in the playoffs. With their win, they made the playoffs. So the only spot that's left in the NFC for grabs is the spot between the Saints and the 49ers. So we're going to see what happens. I'm kind of excited about that. See how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. So, and also, too, I wanted to get your take on this before we jump into the picks. What did you think about the whole Ben Roethlisberger last game at Heinz Field on Monday Night Football? What did you think about that?
Well, I had somebody that was kind of shedding a tear because that's their second team. But, Big Ben, man, a lot of memories. He was with the same team his whole career. And I think that's with this day and time, with everybody leaving, like Tom Brady leaving one team, that's good to be with one team your whole career. And I'll take my hat off to him. He realizes that he's more hurting the team than helping the team now, and he feels like, hey, look, if I can't compete no more to a high level, it's time for me to give it up. And it was an honorable way at home, that he did that, and I thought it was real nice, man.
And, a lot of people were bringing up like negativity too. So they was like, oh, well, y'all remember what he did in the past with the whole in the bathroom situation and all this crazy
that's years
stuff.
ago.
So they was bringing up that. So you know how people are these days. They always bring up stuff from the past. You know?
Yeah, ain't nobody perfect, man. We all did stuff in the past that we will regret. But that doesn't make or break the kind of person that we are. Everybody make mistakes. We all human.
Right. Agreed. Listen,
before we go to the picks, Jim Harbaugh, Michigan. got destroyed, in the playoffs. I mean, I guess he realizes, you know what? I need to go back where the pros are. I did pretty good when I was with San Francisco, and the Raider job is available. Brand new stadium, Las Vegas, all the lights, and yeah. So I mean that's a good job. I think if he can get that job, I'll leave Michigan alone because those teams will never be on the level of the SEC. I know SEC is just like NFL. Everybody else is just like college, high school. And I mean it's amazing. That SEC is a beast.
I mean, SEC is best league. It's the best, man. It's the best.
Yeah.
And so, with Michigan, I was kind of disappointed in them because I wanted them to win. But they just got blown out. I looked at the score. I said, "Oh, damn, that's Lord Emers." I didn't even watch the game. I was like, "Oh my God, they got murdered."
Hey, we got to talk about this national championship, though, man. Georgia, Alabama. Now, Georgia's defense has been everybody else holding them to so much little yardage, but against the Alabama Crimson Tide, they cannot. It's amazing. Hopefully, they get a second chance.
It's like the Saints. It's like the Saints and the Bucks in the regular season. The Bucks can't do nothing, man.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good matchup. I mean, I'm not gonna. If I was a betting man, I would put my money on Alabama. I just can't bet against.
It's hard to bet against Alabama.
It's hard, man, and they got a coach. They got a good coach in Nick Saban. The guy's been there how many times now? The last 10 years. I mean, it's just hard to bet against them, and so I'm gonna go for Alabama. Plus, I'm not really an Alabama fan or Georgia fan.
Right.
I
care less.
Yeah, I mean, it don't matter to me. But if I had to pick one, I'd go Alabama.
And I was so embarrassed just to touch on this right quick. My LSU Tigers, bro, to go out like they did.
Oh Lord,
man, it was kind of embarrassing. But you have to understand, nobody played. None of the starters played for LSU. I mean, they had like 11, 12 starters out. And I don't know who that quarterback. I don't know if they found him off the street or what. The quarterback for LSU, this black guy the other night, he didn't want to throw the ball. It was embarrassing, and I hate to see them go out like that. They haven't had a losing season in decades.
But also too. So when you look at it, obviously you got a new coach, you got new players that's going to be coming in. 39 scholarship players. The recruiting is going to have to step up. They've been stepping up with the recruiting since the coach has come down here. And I think LSU is going to be fine. Just give them a few years. A couple years, I think they'll definitely be back to where they were when Coach O first took this team over and got them right. But it's just going to be a process. It's going to be a process. I mean, LSU is a hard place to play at. And, that crowd at LSU, man, those fans, they go crazy for them, But
thanks,
I really think that they will get it going. And just give them time. Just give LSU time.
Yep.
Just give them some time. All right, man, let's jump into these game picks before we get out of here. So they got 2 Saturday night games. So they got the Chiefs at the Broncos. Who you got?
The Broncos, are they eliminated? Are they out?
They out.
They're not playing for anything. Is Teddy Two Gloves playing?
So.
Well, I don't think like I said, the Chiefs lost a close playoff game last week. I don't really know if they're playing for something, but you can't go away from the Chiefs. Even though they're playing in Denver, I'm going with Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yeah, me too. Definitely going Chiefs in that one. Cowboys at Eagles.
Oh, Cowboys at Eagles. Well, both these teams are in no matter what. So really it's a nothing game.
I wouldn't say that because the Cowboys still trying to lock up that 4th seed. So, yeah, that's true. They really don't have nothing to play for.
Yeah, because if they lose or win, they're still going to be in the same spot.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll go with, let's see. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
I'm going to go Eagles. I'm going to just pick Eagles in this one. I just feel like the Cowboys have been on a downward spiral, and I'm gonna go Eagles. Sunday's games: Bengals at Browns. Joe Burrow is not playing.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. A friend of mine is an Eagles fan. I'm going Eagles.
Look, and D said D's
Go
rocking with me.
Eagles.
D rocking with me. D, you spell my name wrong, but you still rocking with me. It's Nader.
Nader.
Yeah. So Sunday's games: Bengals at Browns. Joe Burrow will not play. Who you got?
Joe Burrow, he's not playing.
Yep.
Where are they going?
At the Browns.
Your boy Baker Mayfield's not playing either.
Yeah, he's having season injury.
Another nothing game. I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep, I'm going Bengals as well. Packers at the Lions. Aaron Rodgers wants to play.
Yeah, who wants to lose to the Lions? I think that'll just be a pride thing. You know, who wants to lose to the Lions? So I'm going Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm going Packers as well. Bears at Vikings.
Bears at Vikes. Vikes is out. Bears is out. Another nothing game playing for pride. I'm gonna go with the Vikes. They're at home.
Vikings. All right, yeah, I'll go Vikings as well. Washington at the Giants.
Another nothing game. I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
I'm gonna go Washington. These games, it could be 50-50 because, I mean, it really don't even matter.
I know.
Steelers at the Ravens. The Steelers do have a chance to make the playoffs, but they need a lot of help. So who you got?
Steelers at the Ravens. You know what? I think Ben is going to have a good game. This is his last game in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think he's going to really try to go out and have a great game and get this win. He got the win at home, and it was great. He's going to try to get this last win on the road. And I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, I'm going to go Steelers. Even though D's telling me to pick the Ravens, I'm going to go Steelers. Titans at the Texans.
Titans at the Texans. I'm going Titans. I don't know if they're going to let Derek run this week or what, but, you know, I wouldn't. I'll save him for the playoffs.
All right, I'm going to go
But I'm going to still go with the Titans.
I'm going to go Titans as well. You got Jets at the Bills.
The Bills locked up already. The Jets playing for pride. They almost got Tampa. I'm going Bills.
I'm going Bills as well. Why you always do that? You always do that.
Make it look like I'm going for them, huh?
Yeah, man. Like, damn, bro. You be trying to catfish us, bro. 49ers at the Rams. We all know who we need to win that game.
Man, the 49ers have had the Rams number, but I think the Rams are saying to themselves, I would rather face the Saints in the playoffs than these Niners again. So let's get rid of these mugs right now. Let's get rid of them. We don't have to worry about them no more. Let's play ball and win this game. I'm going Rams.
Listen, just like D just said, Rams the yams. Listen, my favorite thing to eat is yams. So I need the Rams to win. So I'm going Rams. I'm going Rams. Patriots at Dolphins.
Can't go against. I'm going with Belichick.
You want Patriots?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the upset and I'm gonna go Dolphins in this game.
Are these guys playing for something?
Well, the Patriots are playing for the what you call NFC East is still up for grabs. Who could lock in the NFC East?
Yeah. And you'll go against Belichick in a playoff game?
Bro, they always play. The Dolphins always play them close, man.
But I don't think Belichick gonna let these boys, and they playing for their playoff life.
Well, if it's an upset,
that's your pick.
I take the upset special on it. I'm gonna go Dolphins. That defense playing very well, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Dolphins.
So he'd say the Dolphins gonna knock the Belichick and them out the playoffs.
No, not out the playoffs. Belichick and them still in the playoffs, but
they in. They clinched.
Yeah, whoever wins, like if let's say if the Bills
Win the
lose
division.
and the Patriots win, yeah, they win the division.
All
So
right.
the division is still up for grabs.
I'm still going Belichick.
Okay. Seahawks at Cardinals. Russell Wilson's last game as a Seahawk.
Well, we don't know that.
Oh,
but
I know that. I know
we
that.
Oh, you talked to Sierra?
I talked to Sierra. I talked to her mama, everybody.
Okay, where he going next year?
He coming to a team that they say only in New Orleans. Saints our favorite team.
We'll see. We'll see.
Who you got?
Seahawks at who?
Cardinals.
I'm going with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I gotta go Cardinals. AZ, man. Kyler Murray looked good against the Cowboys. Panthers at Bucks.
Panthers. I'm going with the Bucks. You know they're gonna try. Hey, they're gonna try after all that craziness with Antonio Brown, man. They want to end the regular season on a good note and with momentum. And I think they're gonna beat the crap out of Carolina.
I'm gonna go Bucks as well. And that one's easy. Saints at Falcons. What's your prediction and what's your score?
Oh man. Hey, do we have the injury report? You say Ramczyk might be playing.
The Ramczyk was limited today.
But you say Davenport is out.
Yep.
So he's not playing this game.
I don't know. I haven't texted him to find out, but
Yeah.
I can find out after the
Hey,
game.
look, let me just say this. You know, Saints, y'all know how important this game is. You know, and if y'all go up there and let these guys beat y'all again and sweep this series, y'all don't deserve to go to the playoffs.
So before you jump into it, so did not practice today was Teron Armstead, Davenport, Bradley Roby, and PJ Williams.
Okay.
Davenport has an ankle injury, Roby has a shoulder injury, and PJ Williams has an ankle injury. Limited was Traquan Smith, Mark Ingram, Montgomery, and Ryan Ramczyk. And full was Taysom Hill. So getting healthier, but
We going, hey D, we going Saints. We going Saints. You know, we just talked. We going Saints. I'm coming up there to LA. You know.
if they go, we gotta go.
Yeah, D, yeah.
We gotta go.
We coming, D. So you know, you gotta take care of us up there, take us out to eat or whatever, you know, show us around. You know, even though D's like 2 hours from LA, but that's okay.
You gotta meet us there.
You closer than me, D.
You gotta meet us there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Saints, obviously.
Yeah, I'm going Saints.
And I'm gonna say Saints win 24-17.
I'm gonna say Saints win 28-10.
Okay.
Mike Spell say 21-10. One more touchdown, Mike. Defensive touchdown.
All right, I like it. As long as we get a win, I don't care what the score could be. It'd be 2-0.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
And then the Sunday night game we talked about, Chargers at the Raiders. Whoever wins makes the playoffs. Who you got?
I'm going with the Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers.
I know you was gonna say that. I gotta go with the Chargers. Look, I cannot hate on Justin Herbert and I cannot hate on Keenan Allen. Them boys helped me win the fantasy championship, so I gotta roll with the Chargers, bro.
Yep.
So I'm going Chargers, definitely. Now, before we jump off of here, I want to get your take on this, and I want to get everybody that's in the chat right now's take. Kevin Garnett came out today and said that Steph Curry is the Michael Jordan of his era. What is your thoughts on that?
Well,
you were in the Michael Jordan era. You seen the Michael Jordan era.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on him saying that Steph Curry is the Michael Jordan of this era?
I got MJ on me. I'm gonna just say this: Steph Curry is the best shooter I've ever seen. You know, he's the best shooter I've ever seen. But you know, he could never. I'm not gonna say. Well, yeah, he could never be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan brought so many aspects to the game. You know, he was a great defensive player. He got defensive player of the year, maybe 3-4 times. MVP. He made everybody else around him better. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else knew their role. Pippen was his sidekick, you know, but he just was a great all-around player. You know, I mean, when his team wasn't doing good, he'll put his team on his back and he'll go to work. You know, you say LeBron is inconsistent. Sometimes LeBron takes a night off. You know, Michael Jordan's work ethic, he just was, I mean, he used to get on his players. Y'all said some of his players even disliked him, you know, but he was all about winning. And I think Michael Jordan, it'll be hard. I don't think there'll ever be another Michael Jordan, you know. And Steph, you're a great player. You're the best shooter I've ever seen, but no, he could never be Michael Jordan. No.
My take on it. I'm Steph Curry's my favorite player. So, but
look, read what Hakeem say before you answer. Hell no.
I ain't even got it.
Finals and be compared to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is 6-0 in the finals. Their style of play are way different too. Steph has never made an all defensive team.
No, I agree with you, and I agree with Hakeem. Listen, I'm a big Steph Curry fan, but you just can't compare Steph Curry to Michael Jordan. You know, Michael Jordan was an all-around, player. I mean, he played offense, he played defense. Steph Curry is more of a guy who can, get the ball, shoot, obviously threes, come off the ball, just making all of these crazy shots. His defense is kind of suspect, and I'm just being honest with y'all. Right. Evaluation of him from me. And his defensive game is nothing like Michael Jordan. They used to play the game way different back in the days, especially with the fouling and things like that. You just can't compare, man. It's just two different eras. I know he's saying that he's the MJ of this era, but he's not the MJ of this era. I don't think there'll ever be another Michael Jordan, like Soul said. Dude just did so much for the game and is still doing a lot for the game. I mean, he's the owner of the Hornets. He still has shoes coming out every single week that people go crazy for and kill for. So,
Michael Jordan and his family, his kids is set for life,
Nah, D, I can't. Nah, D, don't disrespect my boy like that.
Jalen Rose. Oh no, D.
Oh, D, come on, D. Oh, D, we about to get you on a block list.
Jalen Rose ain't even in my top 10.
Hell no, don't do that to my boy, D. Come on now. I mean, I know Jalen Rose lining probably a little bit better than Steph Curry's, but come on, don't say that, D. Oh no.
But Michael Jordan was in an era to where, nowadays they do the ticky-tack fouls. Steph Curry wouldn't have been able to hardly get the ball off. They would have been all over him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's too physical. Yeah, it was too that shot he has where he stepped back and just throw it up and the ball going. They would have been all over him, man. They would have been all over this boy like white on rice.
Well, listen, tomorrow night at the Smoothie King Center, Steph Curry will be in the building. Yeah. And your boy Nader will be in the building. I got to see my dog play. So tomorrow night, man, Warriors at Pelicans should be a good one. So you was at the game yesterday with the Suns, right?
Yeah. And we got within 4 points in the fourth quarter, but Chris Paul and them was too much for us, man.
Yep.
These are teams that are good in the clutch and they can close until the Pelicans find an identity and are able to close games out. Brandon Ingram, he's average at best. The way he's been playing lately. And, until they find an identity, bro, and get their players, especially Zion, that main inside score. When they get that inside game, and they got to hit, they miss so many wide open threes. You got to be able to hit them shots, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then speaking of the Pelicans, Zion is in Oregon rehabbing. So listen, man, just my take on it. I don't think Zion is going to play this year.
Me either.
For what? why bring him back? I mean, for what? I mean, it's not like the Pelicans are like third in the West, fourth in the West. They really ain't playing for nothing. They're all the way at the bottom in the West. It's going to be hard to overcome that. And we talked about this, and I'm not saying this, I'm not hating on the Pelicans at all, but the Pelicans always put themselves in a tough situation to start the seasons off. You know, they always get to 7, 8 losses, 9 losses, and then they're trying to overcome that, and they win a couple games, and then they go back to a losing 5, 6, 7 games. It's just so much inconsistencies with them. Now, again, we're not making excuses, but again, Zion got hurt. You got a guy who's scoring 25 to 30 points a game. That's a huge loss for them, and that's a guy that they chose number 1 overall. So, get him healthy. All this rehab talk, and every 2 weeks they're coming out with, oh, he might play listen, man, stop saying that. Stop getting people's hopes up. He's not going to play, and just let him get healthy, 100% healthy. That way he can focus on next year.
Right.
That's it. And that's it. So, listen, man, great show. You know how me and you always do it. Whenever it's me and you, we hold it down. Shout out to our boy Teddy G. He will be back on next week. And listen, man, we got a big game this week. I'm excited. Hopefully, this one time, the Saints can hold it down and get this W, and we can finally get a team to win so we can make the playoffs. And I'm telling you now, if the Saints win and the Rams win, it's going to be Saints and Rams next week in L.A.
The hype is going to be real, man. It's going to be real hype.
Man.
I don't know how many Saints fans are going to L.A., but me and Nada might be there.
I'm about it, bro. I'm telling you, I'm about going. But I will say this, and I just want to put this out there to get all the fans ready. The whole week, if the Saints and Rams win and they play each other next week, the whole week, what they're going to show? That pass interference call in the NFC Championship game. They're going to show that on ESPN, on SportsCenter, wherever. Don't let that get to you. I know that pisses us off, but don't let that get to you, because we got to win. First, we got to win against Atlanta, but if we go to the Rams and play them, I'm very confident in our chances, man. With the defense that we got, Stafford's struggling. I mean, Stafford's thrown, I think, 5 interceptions the last 3 games.
Yep.
I like our chances, man. I really do.
Yep. Me too.
Yep.
Before we go, I just want to say we're coming right back at you tomorrow.
Yep.
Tell it like it is. Sports Talk Podcast with me, my boy David King, and Money Mike TZ. Like I say, remember, this is brought to you by Element.
Yes, sir.
Stay in your element. 3 flavors. You can get them at Rouse's in the New Orleans area.
Yep.
And
then also too. Go ahead, so you got your.
We every Tuesday, Sports Overtime with me, Teddy G, my boy Nada.
Yep.
So make sure y'all every Tuesday night, Thursday night, unless something changes. We had to change over to Wednesday night today, so we might fluctuate over to Wednesday sometime, depending on the case or depending on what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to come every week.
Definitely, man.
And last but not least, I'm still booking for my cruise. D, you ought to come on that cruise. You ought to come on, fly down and go on this cruise with us. It's going to be off the chain. It's going to be the first concert/cocktail party on the cruise. And it's going to be nice, man. Chopper is the headliner. Jay the Wizard, me, King Mike. We got my boy MJ of NOLA. We got Magic Rob Jenkins. We got DJ Richie Rich on the 1s and 2s. It's going to be off the chain, man. We got my boy Ricky Jackson as a co-host. Robert Meacham.
My dog.
Yep. Delvin Bro and Tyrone Hughes. So book your cabins, man. They come. We still got cabins left.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all support Soul's charity event, man, and his cruise. That's definitely going to be one to remember. I know Rob Meacham is excited. Me and Rob are real close, and that's my boy, and he's definitely excited about that. Even Delvin Bro, shout out to DB. Let me
get that tax refund. It's a wrap. She going.
But big shout out to everybody that watches the show.
That's right, Glow.
Yeah, for sure. Let's cruise.
Let's cruise.
But again, shout out to Element. Big shout out to Element, man.
Yeah, big shout out.
And then also, too, guys, for all of those people that are on here, before you leave, I did start a GoFundMe for feeding the homeless for the whole year. So obviously, it takes $300 to feed the homeless on a weekly basis. We do it every Thursday. We've been doing it for over a year and like 2 months, 3 months. So if you're interested in donating to help the homeless, go on my page. There's the GoFundMe. You can donate whatever you want, $1, $5, $10, whatever. It takes, and this is crazy, but it takes $15,600 to feed the homeless for the whole year. So that's $300 times 52 weeks. So if you guys want to donate, feel free to help us out, man. Again, the more you give, the more God gives you. So listen, man, it's all.
Let me ask you a question. Was you paying out your own pocket?
Yeah.
For this year pass?
Yeah. And actually, so when all of that stuff went down on social media last year, I ended up having to drive Uber. I was driving Uber for the week, and I was taking my money from Uber and putting it towards feeding the homeless. So again, man, it comes out of my pocket. If we don't reach the 300, it comes out of my pocket. So I put up the bread. But on a weekly basis, it's kind of hard for one person to put up $300 all the time. So as much help as we can get is helpful. And again, man, we're doing it every single Thursday. So as long as everybody keeps supporting, we can keep doing it every single week.
Look, I haven't had a chance to really do that many events because of COVID and everything. Mm-hmm. I was going to have a big kickoff party. It got canceled. So if you just want to donate to breast cancer, like I say, I donate. I don't have my own breast cancer charity. Mm-hmm. I team up. I'm a part of Susan G. Komen, and I donate to them. Any money I make, any extra money, I donate myself. And if you want to donate, there's a link on my page, my profile page. Just hit the link and donate what you want, and they'll let me know what you donate, and I give you a shout out, send you some Saints memorabilia, T-shirt, whatever, just my appreciation to you.
Yeah, man.
So, like I said, help Nate out with the homeless. Help me out with breast cancer. My mom passed in 2010, so breast cancer is right here.
Definitely.
Hopefully next year, 2022. This year, it'll be better. We'll get rid of this coronavirus, man. We get it under control. I mean, it's ridiculous. I was watching the news. 900 cases in 24 hours.
Crazy. It's crazy, man. So y'all stay safe. Again, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We appreciate y'all support every single week.
Yep.
No, man, listen, hopefully next week when we come on, we'll be in the playoffs and we'll be able to celebrate and have everybody amped up, ready for the first playoff game. Again, Thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all next week, man. Same place, same time. So
check out us tomorrow. Tell it like it is, Sports Talk Podcast. Tomorrow night.
Check that out. Check Soul out.
All right, y'all. Go out with a little music, man. Saints anthem. Hey, only in New Orleans. Saints our favorite what?
Team.
That's right. All right, y'all.
All right, man.
No, living a dream. Come on. Only in New Orleans. Saints our favorite team. Who that on the scene for sure and no. Living a dream.
Before we end the song, let me put it on your mind. My New Orleans Saints get it right on time. Our main objective, put a winner on the field. Let me tell you, Saints fans, the struggle is real. Win, lose, or draw, we by their side. Our Saints are the bus that we gon' ride all the way to the Super Bowl. Look around, all you see is black and gold. We love our team, young and old. Die-hard Saints fans like the king and soul. I'm yelling, who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat my Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? We that. We that. We that. Believe that. We that say you can't beat them Saints. Let go.
Only in New Orleans. Saints our favorite team. Who that on the scene for sure and no. Living a dream. Come on. Only in New Orleans. Saints our favorite team. Who that on the scene for sure and no. Living a dream. Let go.
Back so